in the world on the Smiths Racing, Carl Cox Motorsport BMW. Did a little bit of work during the week on the bike, and he's definitely at the sharp end of the field. Daniel met him, the Gold New Zealand Coleman's a K Road man. We've got lights on here, and we're away. Scotty Moyer got a good little start there. Motocross there. So Scotty Moyer dragging in there. Peter Hickman and everyone looked like they got away cleanly as they head into Toyota.
He does need the start there to Toyota, and it is the Scotty Moyer. Nice to see him getting the #1 position, of course, through qualifying here earlier today. So great work by Scott on his home Taupo track. He was a little bit rusty, I felt, last weekend by his results. But look at this from Scott so quickly. Look at the buffer he makes. Look at that straight away. That's 5, not 8 bike lengths. That is big time when you only hit the S's for the first time, Brad. So great start, Scott Moyer.
Yeah, have a look at Peter Hickman on the Carl Cox BMW. He was the fastest man unofficially on training. That Tony Rees in third. He getting a little bit of a back end wobble there, and Shane Richardson sneaks up on the Barnes Jenkins ZX10 there. So Shane Richardson, our points leader, 2 second places with enough with some bad luck from Team Rees Racing last week. So Shane Richardson doing all 3 rounds, and he's definitely excited at the moment in third place. But look at Scotty Moyer, the back legs of that CD Vandermeer Builders GSXR 1000 into the Go Media right-hander. So Scotty Moyer out in front of this one and trying to pull away.
There it is. So Scott Moyer taking the early advantage. This is lap 1. This is a significant lead. You don't often see this in Formula 1 or Superbike racing. So nice to watch it. On his favourite Manfield circuit. So Sloan is back. What a recovery. He's only in hospital 8 days ago. Then go to Tony Rees ahead of Jake Lewis as we put the contention of the top riders into the realm for our fabulous Suzuki sponsored Formula 1 racing. But Scott Moyer dominating the class at this stage as we then look back to Peter Hickman, of course. And when you talk about this, wow, the man's never even been to this place before, let alone ride on this kind of bike. So brand new to him. Great to hear the endeavours that Carl Cox Motorsport and associated with BMW were able to do during the week. Carl Cox Motorsport contacted BMW and said, hey, we've got Peter Hickman here in New Zealand. What can you tell us about what we should be doing on these tracks? And they just had the opportunity to dial some action in, and they've virtually turned this into a winning bike. So we'll be looking forward to something out here today. Look at this from the fastest man on 2 wheels around the world in 2017, 2018, and well, will he do it again in 2019? I sure think so. What an incredible credentials this guy has, and an honour to have him. So hopefully all of you will be on your feet at the end of this one as we acknowledge our champions having to work for it. But look at this from Scott Moyer. Fantastic start, and it's Moyer for the glory.
Yeah, Scotty Moyer well out in front. So definitely looks like the fastest man in my eyes there, with Sloan Frost all over the back of him as well. So awesome stuff from Sloan Frost. Daniel Medham, his brake pads are getting a fair workout as well. Daniel Medham qualified well this morning, so he didn't have a very consistent weekend at Taupo last week, but the winner of this round last year at the Suzuki Series, Daniel Medham, in 5th place at the moment on the Coleman's K Road GSXR 1000, fastest lap with a 1:05.2, so he's a 10th of a second off lap record pace, so he's definitely one to watch on the Suzuki New Zealand Gold New Zealand GSXR 1000.
Wow, look at that from Daniel Medham. There you go. You've got guys back there in 5th place in the race. He's putting in the fastest lap, so it just goes to show you Scott did that little bit of a buffer. The rest of the ones doing the real racing there, so Scott might have got away. And in fact, when you think of it, you'd say, wow, hasn't he got the fastest lap? Just incredible to see. So there it is, the Scott Moyer show back in town. This guy loves it at Manfield. I'll never forget the dice that he had with Sloan Frost to find out who was going to be in 3rd place, and he missed out on it. Sloan got some incredible racing about 4 years ago. It was almost his debut year of being into the championship contender. But Scott Moyer, of course, he is the #1 at Suzuki Series from 2017. Can he do it again in 2018? We're about to find out. This kind of performance that you... Wow, there we go. 146, thank you, Spider. Thank you, Spider. So 6 thousandths of a second. We've got a lap record there for Daniel Medham, so he's just gone fast and did it on the previous lap as well. So great to see. 7 laps to go at the moment. Time eclipse of only 3 minutes and 44 seconds, and we've got a high flyer on our hands. And look at this from Moy, but then that gap, all of a sudden you see him down the straight. He looks to extend it, Brad, but now we've got Hickman. Look at that from Peter. Isn't this incredible? Here he comes.
I think Hickey's definitely got the infield sorted. Into Splash, he was very, very far in front of the handlebar, so he's definitely aggressive and pushing that. Smiths Racing, Carl Cox BMW, and Shane Richardson, he's doing nothing wrong in 3rd place. He's definitely right there and thereabouts. And Sloan Frost with Daniel Medham, I think he just about did a pass on that first lap as well to be in a 1:05. So awesome stuff from Dan Medham. Then the experienced Tony Rees, he's done quite a few laps around here. He's in 6th place at the moment. And then looks to be Jake Lewis, the first of the YBL Hoopy now, the first of the Blue Crew R1s there. So awesome stuff. And looks to be Mitchell Rees rounding out the top 8 at the moment. So
in fact, he's in 9th place there, Brad, so you're pretty close to it. And Horst in there, he's and then we go to Damon Reeves. He's back there in the 11th place, followed by people like Jay Lawrence and Adam. Now, there's something like Jay Lawrence. He's been to the Isle of Man, of course, as well this year. We know how good he is. We've watched him in amazing events, and to find out that the quality of the field we've got this year, that he's even struggling to make a top 10. It's Manfield, it's his home track after all. Great to see him igniting a good bit of racing like this. But I tell you what, it is at this stage the fantastic number 8 of Scott Moyer, courtesy of CD. That's Charlie, the great Charlie Vandermeer. And Charlie, proud to support this young man. And I tell you what, Scott, with so much pride, and he knows that the effort that Charlie puts in, he certainly gives it his reward back with a great performance. But in saying that, it's shrinking that gap, But remembering, of course, it's Daniel Meadham. He's way back in 5th, and I say way back in 5th because you can see that top 5, and then there's a decent gap, and he's at the tail of that group, but he's the fastest man on the track, has been for the last 2 laps, and at this stage he's a lap record holder.
I reckon this top 5 definitely bunching up a little bit. I think Peter Hickman's definitely reeling in that gap, and I can see special hitter George Moyer, the promoter, man, he's holding him back. He's awfully tight down the pit lane there, so awesome stuff. And then you look at Sloane Frost and Daniel Meadham out breaking each other into the turn 1 right-hander Toyota. Now they head into the S's. Scotty Moyer, look at Hickey through the S's. This is where he's really strong, and I reckon he catches right up, but then all Scotty's got to do is just keep that GSXR 1000 in a straight line, and he's under control. So that top 5 definitely heating up. And then Al Hoogie now coming, I think he's got through on Tony Rees, I think. So Al's the Hugenbo's on the R1, hasn't done any laps around Manfield on an R1, and he's right there in the top 6 at the moment.
There he goes. In fact, look at that, 6, 7, 8, 9 a gap, then 10, 11, 12, 13. That's what we've been talking about, and how good's the quality of the riders back in this third bunch. So great to see. In fact, you've got a 5, 4, and another 4, and a couple of others back behind it to make up the numbers. But this is amazing. Look at it. In fact, just when we go and say how well Peter Hickman's doing, all of a sudden you see Scott down that back Toyota straight. He just pulls out the buffer. What's he got as he goes into Go Media? He's looking hot at the stage, and great to see. But looking out for what's going on in the back, because it is here, this 4 or 5. Keep your eyes on Daniel Meadham. I think he's got the opportunity to try and look for the pounce. I think he's going to get Sloane Frost to get the idea. He's going to get up on the inside. Has he got it on Sloane? Yes, he has. And does he make it stick? That's the point. Because you've got, of course, you can go into Toyota looking good for a place, but you've got to come out of Toyota, and he has done so. So Daniel Meadham, fastest man on the racetrack, not once but twice, and now he's one of the crucial ones to make a move. And now look, I believe, Sloane Frost, what a challenge he's been to try and get past. Now watch him get up onto the tail of likes of Shane Richardson, who hasn't got many answers this day. Oh, Hickman on the inside. Yes, and look at that. Oh, I felt that time Scott Moyer. You just looked like he hesitated slightly going into the corner. Now looking to charge back, and the wheel comes off the ground as well. So trying to get back there, but Peter Hickman, the fastest man in the world on 2 wheels, igniting this race here today, and into Higgins with the lead at the moment, Brad.
Oh, that's awesome. Scotty Moyer had a power wheelie, the 4th gear on a superbike down there, and near 200 odd kilometres an hour. The front wheel was well up in the air, so Peter Hickman. But look at Scotty, this is a hard braking area, so I think Peter Hickman's going to survive and head around the Go Media right-hander and head onto the front straight. They're going to have 3 to go as they cross the line. It is the fastest man in the world, and he's the fastest man in Manfield at the moment. Peter Hickman from the UK on the Smiths Racing Carl Cox Motorsport BMW. Then Scotty Moyer, who's taken a tight little inside line. Have a little look under brakes, not close enough. Shane Richardson in 3rd on the Barnes Jenkins Wainui Joinery ZX10. Oh, this is an awesome little 5-way battle, and this has brought Daniel Meadham and Sloane Frost right into the mix.
Yeah, in fact, all of a sudden I thought for a minute we were going to see Daniel Meadham takes that advantage, but Shane was looking good still to hold on to it on the Barnes Jenkins ZX10. So good work out there. Let's go through the bikes and the manufacturers. What a fist we got. This is just fantastic for our sport, and to see that all mixed up like this. So you've got the BMW out in front, then you've got the Suzuki, then you've got the Kawasaki. We're looking then at the Suzuki and the Suzuki for the others. So 3 of them starting to play a crucial role in the mixed up. But look at this from Peter Hickman. Isn't he so solid? Amazing. He comes to this track, never seen it before. Probably, I don't know whether he even had an opportunity to ever gone and watched a video on it on YouTube. I suppose you could have. Is that the sort of homework he's done? Maybe. Might find out afterwards with our Ian Dawson interview. But this is incredible for Peter Hickman as he steals the charge at the moment. Scotty Moyer no worse than that 2nd place. And looking, oh, it was lower. It was lower. Thank you indeed. So Spider just updating again. It was lower. So 105.066. So now the fastest man on the racetrack is actually the rider in 4th place. And he's not once or twice, but 3 times had an even better time as we look to see what happens this time. I just looked up before and still saw the name of Daniel Meadham and thought there'd be no change. Oh, has he done this? He done this? He done no. In fact, he overdid it. He's just lost it again. So looking to try and cut his way back through there, Daniel Meadham. Is he going to make the advantage? No, won't make it stick this time. Wow, look at that. So Daniel Meadham is back, Brad.
I tell you what, Ian Dawson will have to watch out down pit lane. That rear brake disc will be on fire when he comes down pit lane. I think Daniel Meadham, those brake pads getting a real workout. He comes into Toyota much faster than anyone else, and that time he got caught napping coming out of it. And Shane Richardson back into 3rd place, so they're going to cross the line, a lap and a half to go. Peter Hickman out of Higgins, he's definitely trying to pull away, I think. So awesome ride from Hickey. Then go to Scotty Moyle, the CD Vandermeer Builders Suzuki New Zealand man. Shane Richardson, awesome to see Shane back in New Zealand after his American exploits. Then we go back to the double Suzuki attack with the Gull New Zealand Daniel Medham entry. Have a look at Daniel into turn one. He's not going to find out wondering. He's going to have a look into turn one down here. They come down across the line. Sloan Frost. He'll be under a bit of a fitness cloud, but definitely a better performance this week from Sloan Frost. There's Daniel Medham. He's charged up the inside. He's definitely blocked him off. Can he get it done? I think he done. I think he's done it. Well done, Daniel Medham. Into third place, and awesome stuff from the Coleman's K Roadman, young man as well, Neil.
Yes, indeed. So 34 and looking good out there. Daniel Medham, Suzuki New Zealand, Coleman's, Gull, Dunlop, RC, the course rate team motorcycles, WP suspension, along with Peter Johnson, preferred MTGs with Logan's Auto. So there you go, Dan Medham. Lovely to give the credits where they're due for a great young rider who's looking like he's going to do the work. In fact, now I tell you what, look out for Scott Moyer, look out Scott, and remembering the man that's been the fastest. We keep sort of making the comment that Peter Hickman is the fastest out there, but officially he's not doing it by lap times. But look at the advantage that he's got now. This is massive. And why is that coming about? Because of the dicing that's going on for the next placing, because they've all got Scott Moyer in mind, and all of a sudden, of course, it's the challenge then coming from the charge from Daniel Medham. But at one point, looking across there, it looked like there was only one rider because they were completely side by side, as Shane Richardson not giving up.
Checkered flag, Peter Hickman takes the race. Scotty Moyer. Oh, I think Daniel Medham might have just had it as provisional. There's not much in it. I tell you, Daniel Medham and Shane Richardson, there was no more than a front wheel in it. 9,000th of a second. Daniel Medham takes third place. That's awesome stuff, Daniel Medham. And then Sloan Frost back in fifth. Alice Hugenbosen, the first of the R1s, and unfortunately had a little glance at the S's on the last lap, and Jake Lewis has got a little bit of bike problems, so he slipped back to about 8th place. Mitchell Rees, not the weekend Mitchell was wanting, but he's doing some good valuable laps around Manfield. He's in 7th place. Horse Saiga, good weekend this time from Horse, who was outside the top 10 at Taupo last week. He's the old lap record holder, because now Daniel Medham, a 1:05.066, a Formula 1 lap record around Manfield, so well done to Daniel Medham. Head to Tony Rees and Damon Rees in 10th, 11th, and Jay Lawrence in 12th place at the moment. So awesome stuff. F1 action brought to you by Suzuki New Zealand, and wow, what a train that was. And we'll keep on talking about again is those top five, and we perhaps did during the race. But what about what was going on behind those guys? Because he had Al Hoogie, as he's just nicknamed, Hoogie Racing, and what a year that man has had. So great to see, as he's now getting some rewards for what he's done overseas. And of course, he's made the big change to join this new lively Yamaha race team, which we're looking forward to seeing how it's going to perform over this summer. And great to see Yamaha. Look at the excitement down there on the dummy grid as well, and everybody's cheering, and the claps are going out there. The Suzuki boys are standing up, because they've realised just how well that Scott Moyer has performed on the racetrack down here. But just to continue that group, and then with Mitch Rees getting to 7th, 8th for Horse, 9th for Jake, and 10th to Damon. And over to